There is a big, hairy monster attacking millennials and keeping them from starting businesses. This monster crushes dreams in its wart-covered hands, and it laughs and laughs as the shards of crushed dreams slide through its fingers. This monster is not unbeatable, though. Millennials just need some practice and some tenacity. By fighting back, little by little, this monster gets smaller and smaller until poof, it's gone. What is this monster? Debt. Here's some evidence from a recent New York Times article. A senior research analyst with the Kauffman Foundation co-wrote a study with E.J. Reedy that found that the rise in student debt in recent years coincided with a decline in startups. The study found that fewer young people were entering the world of entrepreneurship. The share of new entrepreneurs between 20 and 34 age group fell to 25% in 2014, from nearly 35% in 1996. And the total student loans rose from $510 billion in 2007 to more than $1.3 trillion today. Despite an uptick in recent years, overall startup activity for adults under 35 years of age has been on the decline since 1996. But it isn't just student debt. There's even scarier debt demons out there. Hello, credit cards. Is entrepreneurship dead or dying for those under 35 right now? I don't think so. There are hundreds of reasons why. I'm going to give you 5 today. 1, personal experience. I left college in debt. I worked for 3 years before a financial crisis hit, and I left my job and started a business. I was still paying off those loans. I even went into further debt to get the business going. We opened when I was 26. Today, I'm 32, and I'm debt-free. I probably could have been debt-free faster. More on that when we get to number 5. But there's my first reason why I don't believe that entrepreneurship is dead or dying for millennials, personal experience. Second reason is that minimalism is trending. Another quotation, this one from a 2016 Forbes article. Retail expert Robin Lewis of the Robin Report explained the consequences of millennial factors. This is a generation that is bigger than the boomers in population, but their wallets are smaller. And they are more into the style of life rather than the stuff of life. I love that, the style of life. This is a big threat to retail. They're not into a lot of shopping. The article goes on to talk about purchasing experiences over stuff. 78% of millennials, compared to only 59% of baby boomers, would rather pay for an experience than material goods. And sure, there's still the risk of spending too much on experiences. Hello, beer, coffee, travel, more and more. But I found that, at least for me, my minimalism in stuff tends to translate into minimalism in other areas of my life too. And just less spending overall, or at least more conscious spending, or thinking about all the choices I have before spending. And I bet that's true for at least some other millennials, not just myself. So that's my third reason why I don't believe that entrepreneurship is dead or dying, is because minimalism is trending. The third reason is that independent contractors are also trending. According to a 2014 study commissioned by the Freelancers Union, there are 53 million Americans who are independent workers, about 34% of the total workforce. And that number is expected to rise and be 50% by 2020. That means in order to thrive in a world with fewer employees and more independent contractors, millennials will be more likely to be independent contractors. And to do that, we need to learn the skills of an entrepreneur. Proposals, planning, accounting, building a team, etc. Plus, the majority of us will need to figure out our own healthcare and retirement plans. Maybe that's not why we're not spending very much money, right? Going back to number 2. So another reason why I don't think entrepreneurship is dead or dying for millennials is that independent contracting is trending. And then reason number 4 is that money is a tool, not an end game. This is such an important idea. Money is a tool, not an end game. Millennials care more about living a life that matters and less about how much money they have. Money is our tool to change the world. Making a difference is our end game. Money can come and go. Living life on our own terms is a requirement. Entrepreneurship is still and will always be the number one way to have the freedom and flexibility to live life on your own terms. Millennials are increasingly attracted to entrepreneurship because of the freedom that it offers, and the money is just a tool toward that freedom. So that's my 4th reason that I don't believe entrepreneurship is dead or dying, that money is a tool, not an end game. And then my 5th and final reason that I'll share today is the momentum effect. Paying off debt gets easier and easier over time. I've heard so many stories about millennials taking their debt seriously and getting debt-free really quickly. This was true for me too. I paid minimums for years. When I finally said, I'm going to get serious and I'm going to be out of debt within 2 years, I was committed to it. And I ended up doing it in less than a year and a half. More and more millennials are learning this momentum effect and making financial freedom happen as they little by little crush that monster that used to crush their entrepreneurial dreams. So I'll conclude with this. If you're a millennial in debt, I would love to help you strategize how to gain financial freedom. Love to connect you with resources that I know of, answer your questions. So I'm going to have a link below this video to sign up for a 30-minute strategy session. We'll talk on the phone. You can share with me what's going well for you, what you're struggling with in terms of gaining financial freedom, and I'll do my best to help you strategize how to get there. It won't cost you a dime. Won't make you go into more debt, but it might just start to build your momentum toward financial freedom and toward starting that business that you've always wanted to start and becoming an entrepreneur. I'll talk to you next week on the blog here on Monday morning when they're posted, and have a great week. Peace, keep overflowing.